So everyone pushes college, 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 and I went to college. I have a master's degree. I make very good money for my age. My husband did not go to college, and I've talked about this on here before, and I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand it. So I'm going to throw it into perspective for you, and I say it not to brag.
Ooh,
but
sounds like she's coming with some facts, figures, and details. I like that.
I have a college degree. He has a high school diploma. He went to trade school right after high school. He got his certificates and everything. And here we go. So this past July, he had already brought home more than my gross salary this year. Come December, he will have quadrupled my salary. Quadrupled it. If he decides to pick up overtime on a weekend, a 2-day weekend, if he picks up overtime, he brings home that weekend, just in those 2 days, more than I make in a 2-week check. I have a master's degree. He has a high school diploma. So that reason right there is why I will not push college on anyone. If you think that college is not for you and you want to try a trade school, obviously look into it, see if you think that you have what it takes, and then 100% do it. Do it. I don't think that enough people are talking about this. And it is 100% worth it if you stick with it. He's been doing it for 8 years, so obviously he has made his way up the ladder. But if he leaves his job today, 100% guarantee he will make the exact same amount of money wherever else he decides to go. I cannot stress it enough. I can't stress it enough. I am so jealous. Like, he doesn't have student debt. Nothing. And he's quadrupling my salary in 1 year.
I don't really disagree with her on anything, but I want to add a little bit more context, a little bit more of, like, I don't know, my personal thoughts on it, because I've researched this a ton. I've thought about it a ton. We've talked about it a ton right here. First of all, this is a classic supply and demand thing. All these trade schools, there's a low supply of them right now, but the demand is either the same or increased, which just pushes their pay higher. That is a classic equilibrium of supply and demand. So for anyone watching this thinking, okay, like, I just want a job, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, that is a great avenue for you. It's a great path for you financially, especially. Now, what's so weird about it, how do we ever get into this, is because for some reason in society, they've constructed it as if we look down on blue collar people working with their hands, but then if you're white collar, somehow you're better. So everyone went into that, and it too high of a supply, too low of a demand. That's basic. Like, I don't think I'm blowing anyone's mind there. But what I find particularly interesting is I watch all these videos, I read all these accounts of people saying, hey, I have my degree, I can't pay. Don't just say you have a degree. Say what you have a degree in. She has a master's degree. I have no idea what her master's degree is, but I hear this. I hear so many videos of I have my bachelor's, my master's, my PhD, and I can't afford. If your degree is in lesbian dance theory, there is no demand for it. If your degree is in underwater basket weaving, it doesn't matter if you have 18 PhDs in it. No one gives a shit because society does not demand that. So you're not going to get paid. So this concept of I just have a degree, no, it matters what you have your degree in. For example, all these people going to trade schools, they don't technically have a bachelor's, a master's, or a PhD. They obviously have education and performance and certificates within their field. None of those fancy degrees, and yet they're commonly making more than everyone else. So there's so many things going on here. To me, it all boils down to classic supply and demand. And I think the world is like kind of unwilling to realize it because for whatever reason, as I alluded to, we've built it up as if we look down on blue collar workers and somehow putting white collar workers on like a pedestal. And it makes no sense. Not all of college, in my opinion, is a scam, but a lot of it is. I totally understand why we need STEM fields, law, medical, all that stuff. But where I went to school, I went to Penn State. I think there was 200 majors. Dude, right away, you could cut off 175 of them. That, like, you just know you're never, because of the interest in how much college is and what the average pay is for when you get out, these people are getting themselves into a financial situation that mathematically they can never get out from under. And then we're asking these 17-year-olds to make that decision and understand the decision they're making for their life, when all they really know is the societal pressure to like do the good job, and like society is then defining it. It blows my mind. I'm happy that more and more people are starting to realize that a lot of the way all this is structured is complete baloney, and I just hope we continue to trend in the right way. And I think the markets will end up forcing that, because people like this are starting to realize, oh wow, he went to a trade school and he makes quadruple what I make. I think as those stories spread, I think the pendulum will go back in the right way. At least that's my hope for this situation.